there, I'm Han.
And I'm Kat, and we're Brews and Reviews. So, welcome to day 10 of the Spring to It Videoathon. We are one of the hosts, and we host it with
Danny Buxton,
Brooke Clark,
Christina's Journey,
The Story,
and Stacks and Stacks and Stacks. This prompt is pretty much our last 5 book purchases. So, most of mine are Christmas books, not gonna lie, because I don't tend to buy books.
Christmas books for me.
Yes, yeah. So it's not as if I'm going to buy a Christmas book for myself.
I don't know, you might be like, I've done so great this year, I need to buy myself a present.
Well, actually, I got this tin. I started a new job, and at my old job got me this little tin, and it says I can feel a new book coming on, and it's a new book fund. So now every single time I complete a book, I put £1 in there. So I think I've got £3 in there so far. But that's from when I got the tin. It's not this year. So that's motivation. I mean, if I see a new book, I'm just going to buy it anyway. But that's a cute little thing.
Okay, so the last book that I bought, because I guess I'll go in like backwards order, is The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. Funny story about this book, I only bought it because I needed to order something on Amazon that was going to bulk up my price so I could get an add-on item for a costume for Comic-Con. So I was like, oh, I need something to be there, and I don't want anything. I'll buy a book that we'll both read. So, hence The Trials of Apollo, because we didn't actually have this one. And considering, like,
my love for the whole world and Rick Road, and
I was like, well, that's weird. So we should just get it, and it will be a good time. So that's why I bought this book.
So the most recent books I've bought this year is Legend, Progeny, and Champion by Marie Lu. Now, we already have copies of these, obviously, but because we were doing a buddy read with Mystery Date with a Book, we both needed copies.
Because we read them at work, and
yeah,
that sort of thing, so we couldn't, like, share our copies.
Yeah, so I bought my own copies on my tablet. So technically I did buy them.
Counts.
But, yeah, and we were only going to do the first one, but it was such a great series that we just wanted to literally fly through them because we loved it so much, and they were great, weren't they?
They were just really great.
Fantastic, so we really recommend you read them.
Next up are 2 books that I actually bought because you asked me to buy them.
Yeah.
Because we share my Audible account, because it's just easier to do that way. I've got like a collection of the books now. And you were recently listening to Graceling, which I listened to at the end of last year, and you were like, do you mind getting Fire and Bitterblue? Fire and Bitterblue, which we already own on physical book, but I mean, the narrator is really good. Yeah. Like, she is such a good narrator. Emma Powell, I think it is, and there's something about the way that she talks and about Kristen Kishaw's writing that's just brilliant. Yeah. So, you said, can you buy them? And I was like, okay, sure, and then immediately listened to Fire, because how can you not? Yeah, like, that's the thing. They're really good, really great books, and I'm like, really glad you asked me to buy them, because I'm not sure if I would have done. I would have thought, I think I would have, like, tried to just read the physical copies, and, like, they're easy. They would be easy enough to read. I always have this problem where I don't finish a book. No, well, this is my problem, series. Is that, obviously you were talking about it last year, and it was on my list to read, but I was thinking in these past couple of months, like, I've got such a big to-read list that I really want to read, and I couldn't see where Graceling was falling into it. And I was like, I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to read it. So because you had it on your Audible, I was like, oh, I'll listen to it, because I'd finished my other book. So I started listening to that, and I really, really got into the story, and I was like, I've got so many books to read that I haven't got time to fit the books into it. So if this one's a bit of a chunker, to be fair, so at least if I get through them by listening to them, then I at least read the series, so, because I really like it. Hi, doggo. This is happening now. Hello. Ruby's like, but what about me? Come on then. What about me? Come on. This is how he's gonna sit, and this is how he's gonna sit.
That's it. You're gonna fall off. No, don't lick. Why are my dogs licky dogs? Have your slobber back. Have it back.
Okay.
Okay, so, another book that a book that I bought at Christmas for Kat was David Gemmell's Rhyming Rings. Now, I can remember she, not so very slyly, dropped us into a conversation one point, very hintily. She was like, "Oh, have you seen David Gemmell's got another series out? Oh, I want to check that out."
Given that he's dead, like, I wasn't expecting a new series, so, you know, I was very surprised. Very hinty.
So she was like, "Ooh, Rhyming Rings and Black Knight White Swan." So I pretty much bought them for her. Because how could I not after that huge bombshell of a hint? And I can remember you
come down, Tyson, what are you doing?
And I can remember, like, literally about a week before Christmas, she was like, we were all talking about presents, and all of a sudden she came out with, "Honestly, if no one has bought me them David Gemmell books, I will be fuming, because I hinted at them." I was like, "Excuse me, you have just spoiled the surprise."
Honestly, I was just trying to make sure. I was like, please, please, somebody have bought me that. It's like the only thing I desperately want.
But how can I not?
It's like, it's David Gemmell, who's like my favourite author, but also crime teller. So,
Yeah.
Excitement. Okay, so the next book that I bought was an audiobook. I tend to buy those more than I buy physical books because I'm trying to work through all the books I've got on the shelf at the moment, and like, yeah. So I wanted to reread Waylander by David Gemmell because obviously my good friend decided that he was going to read them, and he read them before I could get there. We were going to read them together. He just couldn't wait for me, so I'm going to reread Waylander on audiobook, so I bought it because I wanted to reread it, and I thought I really like the narrator, because Audible's recently just got a load of David Gemmell books on there, so I've just sort of been slowly collecting them.
Ew.
You a licker? You been a licker? You're just gonna fall, honestly.
He's like, "I'm skidding, I'm falling."
Oh.
Yeah. So this next book is also a book that I bought Kat for Christmas, and it's Nixia by Scott Rankin. And I bought this again. Well, it wasn't a hint this time. We were just talking about it one day when we were driving to kickboxing, and you heard it from Books and Lux's channel.
Yeah.
And you were explaining it to me, and I can remember you really liked the sound of it, and from what you told me, it was like, yeah, that sounds epic, to be fair. And then when I was thinking of books that I could buy for Christmas, I was like, oh my god, like, I had to try and remember the name of it, and then I remembered, and thankfully, because it wasn't on sale.
No, it was an arc that Becca had read.
Yeah. So, thankfully, they had been released, so I got to buy one.
I literally read that. I started reading it on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Like, that was how excited for that book that I was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. This was really good. It was a really good book, and I can't wait for Nixia Unleashed. I really can't wait. So, the next book that I bought on Audible, so obviously I don't have a copy of it here, because I don't think it was actually out in paperback at the time that I was looking for it, and that is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I have heard so much about this book. A girl I work with has actually read it, and she said it was really great, and then I started hearing loads about it on BookTube, and like, I'm so intrigued by it. It's about like a world that has evolved, like it's like our world, but it's evolved into people not being able to die naturally, like people have like surpassed natural death, so there are these people called scythes that go around. Are they scythes? I don't know. They go around and they kill people. They decide, like, they go onto a plane and go, oh, we've decided that this plane would have crashed in like days where people would have died naturally, and then they just kill everyone on the plane, which to me is like, oh, that's really interesting and twisted, and really makes you think about like the morality of all of this sort of stuff. So I can't wait to listen to it. So that is it for the last 5 books that both of us have bought. Don't forget to check out the other hosts' videos. I can't wait to see what they've bought, if they are trying to not buy as many books like we are trying not to buy as many books recently. Doesn't seem like it from that, but
And
like,
I'm not gonna lie, but I hold no hope out for Stephanie from Stacks and Stacks and Stacks because she is a prolific book buyer, like all the time. She had to put herself in book prison to stop herself from buying, didn't she?
Yeah.
Like, guaranteed she's bought a shed loads of books. I can see it happening.
So go find out. Tell us what the last 5 books that you bought are. If you haven't made a video, leave those in the comments. We hope you liked this video. Please, if you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you later.
Bye.